Welcome back to DaBoot Tragedies. Obviously, the Saints' playoff hopes took a hit this past weekend when the Arizona Cardinals blew a lead to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, letting them come back and win that game in overtime. So the Saints only have four options, or I guess four things that need to happen for them to make the playoffs. Starting with a win over the number one team in the NFL, the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, obviously, that's going to be tough. The good thing is Jalen Hurts looked like he's going to be doubtful for that game, so he's not going to play. Usually Saints' luck is he was going to play, missing a week before us and obviously coming back. But I think they're being cautious with him, so we'll probably see Gardner Minshew. He didn't look bad. He didn't look bad against the Cowboys. They had a chance to win that game. They didn't get it done. So the Eagles are still going to be a tough opponent, man. You still have Fletcher Cox, Darius Slay, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Miles Sanders. They still have probably the best roster in the NFL, so it's still not going to be an easy win. So the Saints will have to do that. The second thing the Saints will have to do is beat the Carolina Panthers Week 17. So they're already going to be underdogs against the Eagles on the road. Then they're going to have, to beat the Carolina Panthers the next week. Carolina's been hot ever since they fired Matt Rule. Sam Darnold's back at quarterback. Those guys are looking good. They're playing hard. They still have a chance to win the division as well and make the playoffs. So, those guys are going to be fighting, scratching and clawing. So, if they have a chance to win the division as well in Week 17, we're going to get the best shot from, the Cowboys, not the Cowboys, the Eagles and the Carolina Panthers. So that's the things the Saints can control. We only can control what we can control at this point. We've blown plenty of games this year, so we're definitely going to need a help, obviously. And that just starts with Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay, they have to lose out. The Saints have to win out, beat the Eagles, beat the Panthers, and then we're going to need help, a lot of help. This loss that game against Arizona would have been big because then the Tampa Bay would only have to lose one game after that. But we're going to need help, and that's starting this week with Carolina Panthers. First, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Both teams have to win that game. That is a must-win. Well, more of a must-win for Carolina because they're eliminated if they don't win. Tampa Bay can lose that game and still win Week 17, I believe, and win the division. I'm pretty sure. But both teams are going to try to wrap it up, knock it out, win that game. So Carolina's going to be everything they have. Tampa Bay's going to be everything they have. Must-win game for both teams. Not sure how that's going to go. Tampa Bay, obviously, they have talent on their team. They have talent on their roster. Nothing's been clicking. Carolina, they're less talented, but they've been playing hard. They still have some talent on their roster. Defense is pretty good. They lost J.C. Horn. He had having wrist surgery. They called up Josh Norman. Don't know how that's going to go. Don't know if he's going to play, but that's a very odd move. So that's going to be an interesting game. Obviously, we're going to need the Saints to win, but we'll definitely have one eye on that Panthers and Bucks game because we need the Panthers to win. We need the Panthers to win. If they win, then, chaos Week 17. It's going to be chaos Week 17. It's going to be three teams alive for the NFC South. And, how bad the NFC South is, they might as well give us that at the end of the season. Let's just have three teams, trying to win a division on the last day with Atlanta trying to play spoiler to the Bucks. They're going to want to play spoiler. They're out the playoffs. And all they can really do is play for, ruining somebody's seasons like Tampa Bay's. So, definitely, if they can do that, I would welcome it. I'll be an Atlanta Falcon fan for one day and one day only, not even a day, for 3 hours. Especially if the Saints take care of business this week and Panthers take care of business this week. I'll definitely be a Falcons fan for 3 hours. So that's going to be a very, very important game if everything goes, the way it needs to go before then. So, obviously, step one, Saints need to beat the Eagles. That's already going to be tough. Step two, Carolina Panthers need to beat the Tampa Bay Bucks. That's going to be difficult as well, but that's a 50-50 shot. Then you're going to have to, come back the next week, and then the Saints are going to have to beat the Carolina Panthers. And if the scenario's going to where it's going, the Carolina Panthers, if they beat the Saints, they're in the playoffs. The Saints beat them, they're in the playoffs with a Tampa Bay loss over the Falcons. So it's going to be a very, very interesting game, very, very interesting 2 weeks. This week, Tampa Bay can knock all the inches out of it. They can knock all the inches out of it. If they win this week against the Carolina Panthers, division's over. They're going to the playoffs, and there's nothing we can do about it. We've already shot ourselves in the foot too many times this year, and that's just a wrap. But if they lose, hey, man, let's get the party started. I know a lot of people are saying, why do we want to go to the playoffs anyway, man? We're not going to do nothing in the playoffs. Okay, but we sure ain't going to do shit at home. It's not like we got a draft pick. We might as well just try to cause some chaos. And the NFC is awful. Let's get that, get that right. Cowboys have been looking okay, but they're hit or miss. The Eagles and the Vikings, they've been the only good two teams. So, I mean, if you get in the playoffs, anything can happen. Obviously, that's a long ways away. We had a 4% chance coming into last week. I think that 4% has dropped to like 1% or 2% at this point. So, I mean, it's a chance. It's a chance. NFC South has been crazy this year, so you never know what's going to happen. Got to take care of business against the Eagles this week. Going to be a tough game. I don't know how we're going to look on the injury front, but they have two top-tier receivers, and Alante Taylor, Paulson, and Debo are going to have to be on it, especially if Lattimore can't go. They're going to have to be on it. I haven't even checked to see if he can go or not. So if he's been labeled out already, oh well. But Debo, Alante, they're going to have to be ready. Alante has stepped up, risen to the occasion on multiple occasions this year against Devontae Adams, Hopkins. So I'm not too worried about him. Debo's going to have to be ready to play as well. I think we can win that game. I know it sounds crazy, but the defense has been playing well as of late. Gardner Minshew, he's not Jalen Hurts. If it was Jalen Hurts playing, I'd give us like a 10% chance just because we can't stop mobile quarterbacks. They've been looking too good. Their offensive line has been playing well. That would have just been a very, very tough game, especially coming off a tough game. I have no idea how the season, will end. Have no idea how it's going to play out. I'm excited for it, though, just because, we got something to play for. Even if it's just a little bit, 1%, 2% chance, it's better than zero. It's better than coming in and, talking about this Eagles game versus Saints, and we're already out the playoffs. So hopefully they give us one more week of, where we can just hold on. I don't want to get to the all-season stuff just yet. I don't want to get to player reviews and coaching reviews just yet. I just want, to have some excitement for these last 2 weeks. Hopefully we get this win. Hopefully the Bucs lose. Hopefully it comes down to the wire. We did nothing to deserve this to come down to the wire, but yet here we are with 2 weeks left in the season, and we still have an outside chance to, win the division. It'll be under 500, 8-9 team win the division, but oh well. It is what it is. That's just the hand we were dealt this year, and we got to make the best of it. Last but not least, I will talk about if the Saints somehow, some way won these last 2 games, made the playoffs. I do think Dennis Allen will be the head coach next year. So I understand some people don't want to make the playoffs because they want to get rid of Dennis Allen. And, hey, I'm not going to say I disagree with you on that front, but I also think he's coming back no matter what. That's why just give us a chance. I don't think he's leaving. I don't think he's going anywhere. I think the Saints will give him another chance just because we've had so many injuries. They don't really have a quarterback. It's going to be a lot of excuses for him, and I do think they're going to give him another year. But I do think after year 2, if it doesn't change, they don't make the playoffs, he's out of here. But that's also going to make me mad because they could have just did it this offseason and not just waste another year. But you never know how it's going to play out. With the coaches, with the rest of the weeks. If the team quits on him, I think he's gone. But this team, I don't think they're going to quit. Too many veteran leaders in that locker room. So we'll see how it plays out. Excited for the game. Let me know what y'all think in the comments below. As always, this is DaBoot Tragedies, and I'm out.
So one last time, let's make it the greatest